Good morning, traders, and this is my Forex day trade setups for today. So just starting off on EURUSD, it does look like we are brewing here. Something is in the make, and pretty much this area that we're at the moment, which is 112.389, is the area that I am pretty interested in at the moment. So you can see that the previous swing highs here, we've had a breakout, we've had a 1 bar retest, and now we're sort of having another inside bar that's forming at the moment on the hour. So one of two things, either we're going to reject this level or we're going to find some support here. So if you look at it on the 15-minute, you'll see pretty clear break, come back and a retest, and we are forming higher lows here. So wait to see what happens in the European session, but this does look like if it holds, we're going to need sort of a break above that area, which would confirm it for us, and that would be long. Okay, so watching this pair with some interest at the moment, because I do believe we have a potential trend change. Just be wary that we have a gap to the downside, and there's a pretty strong area of support that could form to the downside here. I think if you just do this on the 8-hour, you'll see what I mean. You see all these buyers that have been stepping in off down the bottom here. Just gonna fine tune it to there. So that's 112.155. Okay. Also, this is the wedge. We've had the breakout of the wedge, and we've had the retest of the wedge as well. So this to me does look like there's potential for a move to the upside. If we don't get through, and I'm just using 8-hour levels at the moment, so that's the previous area of resistance there, which is 112.600. If we don't get back above that, then we're probably just going to range, muck around in between those levels for the rest of the day. But I think what I'm seeing at the moment, there is some potential here. Just got to wait for some structure to form. Either find some support somewhere in here or by the gap. So somewhere in between 112.389 and 112.155. So if we can just find some support somewhere in between there, that would validate the move to the upside. Euro pound at the moment. This is pretty straightforward in my eyes. We've had a fairly strong move up into a weekly level. So if you haven't seen the weekly video, you'll know there's our weekly level. We are flirting with it at the moment. And if we come down to the hour, you can see we are forming what looks like a flag at a level. Okay, so this is something to pay attention to, because what you could have is a breakout, a retest, and then a move through this level. Okay, but reluctant to take a long so close to the level. I preferred it for price to come back into this area here of 090718, or alternatively 090575 before looking for longs. But in saying that, what you could find is a breakout and then a retest, and then start making high highs. I'd need that on the hour, so I'd need a couple of hours above that level, a couple of hour bars above that level before looking for longs. But in that scenario, you're breaking through a pretty strong level. You can see there, you're flying through a very strong level. So it's well worth paying attention to at the moment, because if it does break, there's not much stopping it until you start getting back to these previous highs here. Okay, so that is something that is definitely on my radar this morning, and possibly for the rest of the week as well. New Zealand dollar USD, pretty simple. We are range bound, as I explained yesterday, but if we do break below the bottom of this range, so that 063963, and retest this area, there's your next level of support, which is all the way down at 062297. So that's a pretty decent 1 to 2 trade at least. I think if you manage to get an entry around there, your stop is there. So that's 880 points risk for 1,300 odd points gain. Okay, so that's another one that is on my radar. Another New Zealand pair is Euro New Zealand dollar. Here we've had a pretty strong wedge breakout and retest. Okay, and it does look like we are getting through this area of congestion here, but there's so many tails up here that it's going to be hard to pick an area for a long, but if you look at the hour, you can see strong move up, sideways, strong move back to the upside. Now, one thing I want to point out here is typical price action. So I'm just going to use this level here. That is the low of the opening 15-minute bar. See it there? And if I draw another level on the top of that bar. Okay, so now you can see the very first opening bar, which is this green bar here. Prices move below it, come back, testing the high. I'd like to see a breakout above this level and then come back into in between the two levels I've drawn. That is a typical breakout pattern. Okay, so that often happens when you see an opening bar like that. Price moves one way, then moves the other way, makes a new high. So it makes a new low, makes a new high. During the Asian session, basically all you're going to be doing then is adjusting these two levels to the top and bottom of the Asian session, and that is your breakout. And that is where you want to see a breakout, either to the upside or the downside, and then you're going to chase that trade accordingly. It's a pretty good setup it is brewing at the moment. You just want to see a move to the upside. My bias at the moment is for this thing to continue up. Flag break, retest, move to the upside. Okay, last one that I'm looking at this morning is pound, the Japanese yen, and this is looking like a move to the downside. So we do have some support here, but we've come back into this area which is fairly strong resistance, and we're rejecting it at the moment on the 4 hour. But again, similar scenario here. I'm just going to use this level here. That's the bottom of the opening range. That's the upper end of the opening range. So whichever break we have is the trade to take. If it breaks above the high of this morning, which is 132,695, or is it? Yeah, 132,695, that gets us longs, and a break below 132,156 gives us shorts. Now, the possibility of us breaking above this area is fairly weak because this is a previous level of support that we have used, turned into resistance at the moment. But it is the Asian session, so we need to watch and see. There is still a gap to the downside, but those are the two levels that I'm paying attention to on that pair. So those are 4 I'm watching this morning. If I do see a trade or something that starts brewing, I will put it up on the Telegram channel for you so you'll know what I'm doing. But until then, we're sitting and watching, keeping the money in our pockets, and just waiting for the breakouts and retests to happen before jumping in on anything. But we have been waiting for these breakouts for the last 3 weeks, and we've been consolidating for the last 3 weeks. So just be patient, don't rush it, just wait and see what transpires. Anyway, hope that helps you, and whatever you do, keep those stops tight, and we will catch you later. Cheers for now.